men. It's not that you're not able to talk to women easily. It's that we simply don't understand them. Once we understand them, we'll be able to talk to them easily. We'll have better relationships and all things will be at peace. Males and females are just different. It may seem obvious that we're different, but let's explore how. Men's values revolve around independence, achieving success, self-sufficiency, results. These are what men seek to achieve. Men enjoy getting things done, and this is where they find their value. Meanwhile, women's values are mostly tied to their emotion. Notice how none of the men's core values involves emotions or talking about how they feel. Women, on the other hand, they care about love, beauty, whether it's themselves or others. This is where the problem starts between the genders. When we try to communicate with the other gender as if it was the same, you can see how it'll result in a very different conversation between men and a conversation between just women. When men are going to talk to each other and they're going to communicate, they're most likely going to talk about a problem they have, and they're going to start thinking about how they can fix it, usually something that they did or what they're doing or something related to a task. Meanwhile, when women are going to go ahead and talk to each other, they're going to be talking about their emotions, things that they did, but mostly how it made them feel, things that other people did, things that they seen, how it made them feel. It's always about how it made them feel. You can clearly see that the conversations that men have are much different than the conversations women have. And if you just take a look at your memories and experiences, you'll notice that. Or if you haven't had any, pay attention to some and you'll definitely start noticing. How are we supposed to converse with each other then if we have these differences in values? The first thing we need to do before we figure out how to converse with the other gender is we need to accept that we're different. If we just assume that we don't have to change ourselves or to talk to the other gender, it's not going to work. We need to be aware of how we're thinking, and we need to constantly remind ourselves that we're speaking to the opposite gender and they require a different way of communication. We don't want to fall back into our old habits of just talking to the other gender of the same way that we talk to the same gender. And to do this, it's just simply a meditation and practicing being aware. When you do this, you're going to notice that the things that you're doing that you might not want to be doing. You can go ahead and watch this video here. It's about meditation, and there's also a water rising induction meditation that you can view on my Patreon. Just go ahead and join for free. It's available. Now let's get into how we can communicate effectively across gender. Now that we understand the fundamental differences in the values of the conversations, now we can figure out how we can speak to them. For men, it's pretty simple. Focus less on trying to solve any problem that you think that they might have or giving advice, and just focus on listening. Just focus on making them feel understood. Repeat back to them what they say, like a mirror, basically. Just understand what they went through, how they were feeling. That's going to help a whole lot more and get you so much further in a relationship than trying to figure out a problem, unless she asks. You can even ask her open-ended questions to help her continue or bring out more emotions about whatever she might be telling you, whether it's a story or something that happened or whatnot. So these open-ended questions, why, how, who, what, where, those are the 5. That's going to help you get more emotions out and just simply make her feel understood by mirroring. It's very simple. This is when the meditation kind of comes in and the awareness kicks back in, because as a male, I'm sure the first thing you're going to be thinking is, oh man, she's not feeling good because X, Y, and Z happened. So if I can just get rid of X, Y, and Z, then she won't feel so bad. And I'm helping her by that. And that's great for another male. If I told you, hey, I'm having a problem with this and this, and you took care of it, oh man, I'd be so happy. It's done. It's taken care of. But that's not how it works for women. She wants you to know how she's feeling rather than just get the problem out the way. I know this video is for men, but there's definitely going to be some women watching this. So I'm going to give you some advice too on how to talk to men. As a woman, you're most likely to give to others before you even give to yourself. So you're probably used to giving advice to others and showing. That's how you show that you care and love about somebody. The problem with this is when you give advice to a man, you're actually making him feel that he's not good enough. Saying, if a man is like sweeping and he's not doing it that good, or you think he's not doing it that good, and you try to give him advice on how to do it better, you basically just said he's not good enough. So if he's not good enough to sweep, what makes you think he's going to be good enough to take care of your emotions, to make you happy? So that's kind of going to push you away from any new relationship and push you away from any already built relationship, because you're constantly reaffirming to the man that he's not good enough by giving unsolicited advice before they ask. When the man go ahead and ask you, he says, what should I do about this? It's the time you let everything out, anything you want to say, because he asked for it. He's going to be ready to take it. He's not viewing it in a way like it's condescending or making him look less of himself, because you gave him the opportunity to do it on his own first. That's the most important thing for a man, is his independence, being able to do things on their own. I know for both males and for females, it's going to be weird at first, but that's the thing. That's how we're going to grow. We need to be uncomfortable in uncomfortable situations. We need to be able to get through that. So what we're going to do is, just like I said, practice the meditation, practice the awareness. Like I said, I have that video on my Patreon. And as these conversations start to come up, remember this video. The practices in the meditation is not to correct everything. It's just to bring you back to the present moment. When we start having a conversation one-to-one with someone, we start thinking about other things, or we're going to think about the next thing we're going to say. We're not truly listening. We're not truly understanding. These are the problems that we're having, especially in, small conversations, medium conversations, however. But it even gets worse between the genders. And I hope that after this video, you'll probably have some better luck and have some better conversations and some happier emotions. Ultimately, the final conclusion is, when we understand our own selves, then we can understand others. And once we understand others, then we can have greater connections, greater feelings, greater emotions, greater love. All this is going to be greater in total once we start understanding ourselves, and that all starts from meditation. There's going to be a lot of things related to meditation. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I know it's a short one. Go ahead and join me on Patreon. You're going to get notified of my my YouTube videos when I release them, and I also have some other things like my induction meditation that you can watch there for free. It's free for members. I'm just about at 100 subscribers, so go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I really appreciate that. And let's get on this journey together where we can bring the greater emotions back into everyday life.